I think for me, it's just been, I mean, for me, obviously, it's just been my mom that I've, constantly seen growing up. And I think the one thing that I've really picked up from her is that, she's always laughing at herself. I think that one thing of having a good sense of humor and, never taking yourself too seriously, personally or professionally, I think that's one thing I picked up. The other thing is that she's always been very focused on her health. She's someone who has constantly stressed on the fact that, be healthy, take care of yourself, take care of your body, it'll reward you later. So I think these are the few things I picked up, but this one really sticks with me, especially now because I'm getting older. It's coming back. It's all coming back to me, and it's all that she told me is now making sense finally.
But then the culture of that, looking after yourself, a certain level of self-preservation has always been in the family then, even from a young kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because I feel like she said, and as kids you tend not to listen because you're like, no.
Yeah.
But I think
that's just an answer you have to have.
You have to have. But I think for me, as I'm growing up now, I feel like it's more and more important because when you're over 40, you won't really have. She's like, you won't have hair, and you won't have this, and you won't have skin and eyes.
What is happening? What happened?
She gave me these extreme reactions, which is why I'm like this. So, yeah.
Shut up.
No, you have to scare them. So you're thinking the day you hit 40, it's going to be the most paranoid
thing. Everything will be finished.
Like, my hair is going to fall.
If you're Anil Kapoor's child, you never have that fear. You will always have hair.
You're forever young.
Yeah.
And always.
Yeah. There's no genetic issues there in this side of the family.
No, I think I'm safe.
Ria, please tell us your answer on that. What have you observed about your dad and
I think, like, the one most important thing that I was recently discussing this with one of my friends as well, is that, when we were growing up, my mother really, she never let us have a sense of the industry that my dad was part of. Like, I knew that dad was an actor and I knew all these things, but no matter what happened, the atmosphere at home would stay the same. If his movies did well, I didn't know. If his movies did not do that well, I didn't know. The reaction was always the same, and I think that that's something he's always instilled in me. He said, react nahi karne ka, move on, move on, move on, move on. Just work hard and move on. And I think he's just been he's been so positive. He doesn't really have a temper. He doesn't take in a lot of stress. I think that's another reason that everyone's like, dude, your dad looks so young. I'm like, what about react to me? I'm looking great, you know? But like, I think that's one of the reasons, because he doesn't harbor any negativity. And I think that I hope that I've taken that from him. I mean, I don't remember the last time I got really angry or lost my temper at someone. And I can say the same of my father as well, you know? Yeah. He's really patient. He's really understanding. He gives everyone a second chance, you know. I remember many years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something happened within our company, and he was like, you know, I've never let go of anyone from a job, ever. And I was like, you know, he's like, I've always believed in second chances. I've always believed in forgiveness. I've always believed in moving on and staying positive and believing in the good in people and yourself, you know. And that's what, I mean, I hope to take from him always, because I feel like it makes you a good businesswoman. It makes you a good human being. And he's always been, you know, even though he's worked so much, his influence on me as a father and sort of shaping my morality, it's been extreme, you know. And I think that that's the only way to really influence someone's personality as a child, is love, you know.
Right.
Yeah, you know, these things happen to parents. And this is the first. So, what did you come again? Sorry, I went.
How they make you feel loved? मैंने इसलिए नहीं बोला, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही थी क्या बोलूं, तो मैंने कहा आप पहले बोलो. तो इस दौरान मुझे समझ में आ गई कि मैंने क्यों ऐसा कहा. Because you cannot put it in words. Your question का answer, I cannot put it in words.
I understand.
It cannot be A, B, C, D. It's the whole package deal, you know, the whole package.
I know.
I don't think I can explain.
I think every moment spent, every second spent looking at your children, and, you know, good, bad, positive, their smile, their happiness. I think, you know, every time we feel loved.
Yeah.
You know, it's everything they do, we feel loved, yeah.
And has there been a role reversal of kind? have you started noticing that your kids are becoming your parents and have become like pretty dictatorial about like you need to do this, you need to start eating right?
Absolutely. She screams at me, shouts at me, tells me what to do, tells me how to behave, tells me what to wear. You know, sometimes it becomes too much, but I have learned a lot because I feel today if I'm with the times, in every which way is because of her.
Right.
You know, which song is happening or which is not happening. All these things, then you grow with them. So now they tell us what's happening in the world, you know.
Right. She's your software update.
Yeah, yeah.
With me, it's the other way around.
Ah.
I update them.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that that's not
Checkmate,
true. I just want you to know that's not true. You can just, please, I just want you to see the fashion evolution alone, and you will know.
It's whose blood is it, yeah? Sikaya kisne? Well, of course, Ria and so, you know, all three are totally different. But you all don't know my son, of course. He's not here. But he becomes more like a, you know, sometimes like a parent and tells me what to do and what not to do and, you know, the deals and how much money I should ask. Don't let go, yeah. Actually, you're saying it because you want the money or because... because ultimately the money is going to come to all three of you. So you're worried about your piece of cake or you're actually worried about me.
Correct.
You know? So, yeah, he is a kind of a person who, of course, sometimes behaves like the elderly, not only to me, to all of us.
So
he's the youngest.
He's the youngest, but he's the elder in the family.
He's the elder in the family.
And who's the motivator for you? Who's the one who's like, you have to do this, you have to go for more? No one.
I'm my own guru.
Sunita auntie is going to be very
You've
unhappy.
done nothing.
The good, bad,
Right.
whatever. And I have told a lot of people in interviews and all, I could go through life. I had a very tough life because of certain decisions I made. I said if I could go through everything because I knew that my parents will take me back.
Right.
Okay, that if I have done a mistake and if I go back, they will take me in. If I didn't have that, maybe I would have gone in a wrong direction or I don't know. But I always say to everybody that don't think what I have done you can also do. Do you have parents like mine?
Right.
You know,
Right.
so that is the main strength of anyone. Even like today, a few years back, my father was alive. He was even then it was like that.
Right.
You know, so I think that's
So,
most
like
important.
beyond any judgment, beyond right and wrong, they always just been there.
They might scold you, they might hit you, they might abuse you, but they are there for you. Very important for
Right.
anything.
Right.
See, nutrition and strength is like two wheels of your life. Or you can say it's the balance in your life. If we do not eat well and if we do not exercise, we just do not get that integrity. So both the things are important in our lives. If we do not eat well, we are not going to get our proteins and certain nutrients. See, protein is still not a very big concern because we are still getting it. But my concern mostly as a clinical practitioner is, what about the vitamins? When we check the vitamin B levels, when we check the vitamin D3 levels, they are very, very low. In everyday cases, if I'm estimating around 100 patients, I'm getting around 50-60% people who are getting these levels very low. So when these levels are very low, you're not able to utilize a lot of things in the cycles, biochemical cycles which are happening in your body. So it is very important to absorb these nutrients properly from the diet. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if the diet is not proper, these nutrients will not help you exercise also to the fullest. So when you're not exercising, you're not utilizing your nutrients and you're not building your muscles. So both the things are going to affect your life later. Now when coming on to your second part, what about when we are aging? As Mr. Amal had already mentioned, that when we are aging, we are losing a lot of nutrients. See, women after 35 start losing their calcium 1% every year. That's a big amount. See, because what happens is, in the adolescent age, we have a lot of junk food. The diet is the worst during the adolescence age. When we do a survey, we find that the college students are having mostly the junk food and most erratic diets. So by then, you're not building your calcium. Later, when you are aging, again, you're losing calcium because you're aging. So when you're losing nutrients from your body, that's when you start becoming weak. So that's very, very important to have the nutrients at the right age, and later when you do not have this capacity or you feel the muscle strength is not there, it's very important to depend on certain vitamins and supplements so that you are again coming back to, or you're able to bounce back, as I think both these dignitaries also mentioned. So it's very, very important to have the right combination. So aging with right nutrients is very important. Have it right from the beginning and later try to supplement it if it is not coming through the diets.
Thank you so much. It's been given a lot of love, but I want to thank you all so much, and of course the audience who've been really gracious. And also to give your parents the strength to chase their dreams, guys, please visit www.livenonstop.in to further understand what all can be done. But thank you all so much, and we come to the end of this wonderful event, and hopefully we'll be really happy if you could all join us for lunch. So thank you all so much, and a huge round of applause.